Let's see, football coach, activities director, father, and janitor. We can safely say that Mr. Vanderbush earns his paycheck every day. Number 4, Bighorn at number 2, Lusk. First quarter, Bighorn wearing the maroon. Max Lube needs some help on this play, and he'll get it from Coulter Carzali, who will finish and get the visitors on the board first, leading 2-0. Lusk was quick to answer back with quick passing. Derek Vanderbush goes inside and finds Denton Shaw, who will get a friendly bounce or two on the reverse jumper. That will even things up at 2 points for each team. The Rams had their eye on this game when the schedule came out because they lost to the opposition 3 times last season, including the state semifinals. Carzali was getting off to a hot start as he would bury a 3 on the far side. That would put his team ahead 5-2. There are 6 seniors on this team, and they would contribute. Connor McCafferty, he's not just a quarterback, he has some basketball moves as well. Now Bighorn is up 7-2. The Tigers had some players as well, and they would show up. Hunter Dockery was on the line when he took aim, so that would only count for 2, but it was just the start for him. Now it's 7-4. Let's get another player in. Here's Matthew Vanderbush, one of 3 players to score in double digits in this game. I'll tell you the numbers later. Lusk trails 7-6 at this point. Last season's state runner-ups were making the plays that needed to be made. Dockery gets around the D and scores again as the home team would take their first lead, now ahead 8-7. Lusk was on a run in the early going. It was one of several. Dockery had a hot hand himself. One-hander, late whistle, count it. 26 points were his numbers, and he has yet to break a sweat. Now the score is 14-9. And he had help. How about we show Zach Venable? This medium-range jumper was the finishing touch of a 14-4 run to put the Tigers ahead 16-11 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, this play was all about second chances, and the second chances had second chances. Devin Eibach would get the bucket after a few tries, as Bighorn would even up the score at 16-all when the play was said and done. Meanwhile, the home team was spreading the love around, waiting for someone to get open. That someone was Matthew Vanderbosch behind the line, and he'll bury a 3 to undo the tie and make this a 19-16 contest. So it was back to work for the visitors. Corey Sturza is going to make a nice play on this one, and that was highlight worthy. That would get his team within 1 point, down 19-18. Lusk saw that too and raised the one more. Logan Lamar is open in the corner, and that's usually bad news for opposing teams. The lead is back up to 4 at 22-18. Defense in transition had a hand in this game as well. Shaw will help himself and go in the other way for a lay-in, part of a 20-point game for the senior. Home team is now ahead 24-18. But the Rams did not stay down long. McCafferty with an assist to Seth Kite, and that will result in a 2-point contribution, but they are still trailing 24-20. They had to cut away at the deficit slowly, but it was beginning to pay off. Eibach is in the corner. He wants 3, and he's got it. The visitors were getting closer, trailing 26-23. More defense. This time Bighorn did the deed. The ball pops loose. Eibach gets his hands on it and takes off for the far side. 2 more points, and now he has his team trailing by 1, down 26-25. The Rams had 2 players score 20 points plus. I think you know one of them. Here's the other, Carzoli. That was 3 of his 24, and it was a big one because we have ourselves a tie score once again, 30-30. That was enough as far as the home team was concerned, and they had to D up. Adam Kraft got the turnover, and then he would find a way to get the loose ball over to Dockery, who would take care of the rest himself. That would boost the score to 32-30. The Tigers were on the prowl, and they had one more player in double figures. That would be Matthew Vanderbush. There's 3 of his 18, as his team would take a 43-37 advantage going into the locker room. Third quarter, the opposition would keep it close. Eibach poured in 26 of his own and had several buckets like this one. His squad trails 43-39. When it wasn't one, it was the other. Carzoli's going to add to the cause and boost his numbers as well. He has the visitors down by 2. It's 43-41. Then Lusk would put together another run. It started on this play as Dockery would can an 18-foot jumper to widen the lead a little. The scoreboard reads 45-41. This play was pretty good. Derek Vanderbush is taking off. Great finish as he'll get the bucket and the foul. He took a bit of a spill, but he was all right. Now it's a 47-41 contest. The Rams needed a momentum killer and gave it a good effort on this play. McCafferty and Sturza on a 2-on-1 fast break. The quarterback gets the finish to keep things within striking distance, down 47-43. That did not deter the Tigers. They kept right on going. Lamar for roughly 10 feet or so, and he has another 2 points to push the advantage up to 49-43. And there was still Dockery to contain with. On this play, he was looking for someone, found no one, so he said, what the heck, I'm having a good game. Good idea. That 3 makes the score 52-43. There was also Shaw, and I think there was a sweet spot on the floor. The junior is standing in pretty much the same spot as the last highlight, and he got the same result. A 15-4 run would have the scoreboard reading Lusk 58 and Bighorn 45. The visitors had time to strike back, and they did. Check out the inside lob from Sturza to Carzoli. That's how you get 2 points and get back into this one. They still trail 58-47. Plays like those were working a few times. Sturza knew how to throw them. This time Kite was on the receiving end, and he'll lay in 2 points. Now they are down 58-49. Bighorn was getting back in this game, and when the close shots didn't work, they would try a different approach. We have not seen Matthew Hansen yet, and this was a good time. 58-53 is now the score. They were just slowly chipping away. No big shots. They just kept things normal. Carzoli would finish off a 10-zip run for the Rams, who are now down 3. It's 58-55. But then Lusk would sharpen their claws and take a swipe. Dockery, long-range 3, banks it in, and the foul just ahead of the buzzer. No good on the extra try, but he is happy that his team was up 61-55 going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, the Tigers would step up on both sides of the ball. Dockery with a rejection from behind. That got a reaction from the crowd. Now going the other way. No one is guarding Shaw, and by the time the Rams realized it, it was too late, and he would strike for 3. The home team has pushed the score up to 64-55. It was raining threes inside Tiger Gym, and the later the game went on, the better things got for the home team. Shaw's going to bury another one, and the advantage is back up to 12 at 69-57. The visitors were not out of it yet. Eibach hits a quick 3 off of the inbounds. That cut it to 71-66. But the problem Bighorn had was that their big 2 were doing all the scoring in the fourth, and no one else stepped up late in the game. Lusk had 3 players in double digits, and they had other players add on to help out. Lamar proves my point, as the Tigers would get a big win against the Rams, 80-72.